going on? This is the Objective Jerk, and I am said jerk. How you guys doing? Hope everybody's doing well. Um, I went and saw a movie, so I was gonna talk about it. Um, I don't know. I'm not gonna do like my normal talk. Nothing's really changed much for me. Same old, same old. Well, I guess I'll kind of talk about the movie experience, which I've done here before. Excuse me. So, my son is a huge Jurassic Park fan. He loves Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, and he loves all those movies. Um, I like the first one like everybody else. Second one was okay. Third one I didn't like. I mean, I didn't hate it, but it was just like, eh. And then Jurassic World kind of brought it back to me, and that's when my younger son started watching it, and then he went back and watched the originals. And I liked the Jurassic World. Yeah, it was, Jurassic Park basically just redone. But I enjoyed it. And then the second one, I was kind of like, I didn't like, I liked the characters and everything, but it just, I don't know. I didn't like the second one. And then the last one, the Jurassic World trilogy, I want to say Dominion. I think I'm right. I didn't mind it. Yeah, it was a little, I don't know, but I enjoyed myself. I was entertained. Watched it with my son. We bought it on Blu-ray. And, it wasn't like, oh my gosh, it was so great. But I enjoyed it. Okay. Now, I've been, the last few years, I just don't give two shits about Hollywood and film and everything. And, some of it, I think it's just I'm older. But I think a lot of it is, well, and some of it's like how, Hollywood and whatever, they're trying to push the politics and they're all for, and I'm just like, so it just makes me think like, God, you guys are all stupid. And then, when you have like the petty or the pedo Diddy parties and Epstein and everything, and just so many of those people that were most likely, a lot of them involved, and nothing ever happens. It's just, I just don't care, and I don't want to support those people in that industry and everything like that. So I really don't. And it's like, at first, I just avoided, and I was like, no, like, I wanted to see a movie. And then I wanted to see Deadpool 3 and Wolverine, which I haven't seen yet. But I was just like, I'm not going to go to the theater or whatever. And now I'm at the point where I just don't care to watch anything. I don't even care to watch the trailers. Like, it was, first I'm like, okay, I'm not going to go to the theaters. And then I was just watching everything on streaming. And then it was like, I didn't watch just everything. And then it was like, okay, I still watched all the trailers and was like, ah. But now, like, it just slowly less and less. And now I just don't care. I really don't care to watch a trailer. Sometimes I'll watch a trailer if I happen upon it. Like, what was it? The new Running Man, which, I don't know. I don't really have an opinion of the guy that's the main actor in the movie. I know I've seen him. He was in Top Gun, Maverick and stuff. But I like the original Running Man. I like the director of this new one. What's his name? Wright? Edgar Wright. I love, the Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz and in those films. And dude, I took a cetrizine and everything. But I saw the trailer and it just kind of looks more of like the shit that's going on right now. It just, there's nothing about it that I was like, I was just like, just bored watching it, I don't know. I think some of it has to do with age and stuff, maybe. I would think probably 10 years ago I would have been super excited about that movie, but I don't know. Anyway, so I'm at the point now where I just don't really care. And the only time I watch a new movie is when my family wants to watch it and they want me to watch it with them. And I'll be like, okay, all right, fine. Sometimes. Now, I just watch older movies from the 70s, 80s, and, I'll find movies like I didn't watch or maybe I watched once. That's the stuff I'm watching now, or I'll rewatch the movies I have and own. Um, yeah, I just don't care. and and like I said, at first it was like I did it on purpose because of all the bullshit going on. But now I don't even have to try. I just don't watch it. Don't care. Now some people will be like, "Man, that's sad." It's like, maybe, but I'm reading more. I'm getting books and trying to read some. I've never been into like fantasy. I've read a couple. I got my son like this nice Lord of the Rings set for him when he graduated high school, and he's really into that stuff. I read like a Stephen King one called Dragon's Eye, I think, and I liked it. Um, but I've never really been into I didn't mind fantasy films, but I wasn't like a huge, I like the Lord of the Rings films, but I'm not like, I'm not. I don't geek out over them because it's just not really my thing. I like sci-fi a little bit. Um, I was into Star Wars when I was a kid. I got into the early days of Marvel. Um, I like some other stuff, but I'm not gonna go into all that. But I don't know. It's just I don't. So I'm trying to actually start getting some books that are in the fantasy realm. They're like newer authors, and plus I'm reading like biographical or historical books on the church and different stuff. So I'm just trying to read more. Because we have Netflix, we have Amazon, because we have Amazon Prime, and I think I have Apple TV. That's it. But I don't watch any of it. I'll sit there. I don't know. I need to get rid of Apple TV again. I've gotten rid of it and gotten it so many times because I don't know. There's a couple things on there, but I'll get on there and I'll scroll through nothing. Unless it's like a new documentary that's not trying to like, dude. Okay, so I guess this is gonna be longer than I thought. Um, I started watching. You can just. That's the thing too, though. That it's really kind of iffy with the documentaries on Netflix. I mean, if they're completely full on produced by Netflix, then they're gonna be bullshit. It seems like, unless it's like maybe some kind of like older. I don't like anything recent going on. It just seems like they're always trying to push some sort of like agenda. They talked about that. There was a docu show, whatever you call it. I started watching it on. He was the mayor of. He was in Canada, Bob Ford or whatever, like crazy dude. And I remember him being in the news and all this stuff, and he was like a cokehead or something. Um, so I was like, okay, I'll watch it. Um, but then like they start showing like, oh, he was attacking the media. This was before Trump and this and that, and it's like, okay, here we go. So now it's like they're gonna be like, oh, see, look, attacking the media, and this guy was wrong, and they're gonna try and it's just all this kind of shit. Like they, you know, underhandedly trick you. I don't know. It's like you see it, and maybe I'm wrong, but I see it now with everything. I catch stuff with certain things, and I'm just like whatever. So I don't even watch it. It's like as soon as as soon as there's a documentary where it has like the people talking about it, and you're like, why are they talking to these people? It just seems so manufactured and fake. And that's the thing is like documentaries are, and back in the day, people just would film what happened and then they would put it together so it made sense and then they would let you see it. But now it's like there's so much propaganda and they try and change this and that. And it's like it all depends. So it's like now it's like, when there's a documentary, I don't know what to say. I don't want to say documentary every time. Docu-series, docu-film, whatever. I don't know. But I always sit there and look and see who produced and who directed and see what else they've done in the past, you know, to see if there's like some sort of connection and it's all the same stuff and it's like some sort of agenda or whatever. But yeah, there was that, and there was another one that I started watching, and again I just turned off. I was like, oh my gosh, all right, turn it off. can't remember what it was. But so like docuseries, I'm pretty good at. I'll watch. But then there was like I talked about it before, where it was the one. Was it about the Cuban Missile Crisis? I think, which looked good, and I was excited to watch. But then it was like it had like George W. Bush was talking, and I'm like, why the fuck is George W. Bush on here? He's an idiot. Nobody cares. And then just like when you see the people they have there to kind of share their, and you're like, who is this? Why is the speechwriter for Obama saying anything? Who the fuck is this guy? You know? Like, why? And so again, I'm like, okay, I turned it off. It's just they're just getting people to help push their agenda is what it. Like I said, maybe I'm wrong, but why not get? I don't know, because the people that really know what's going on or know the history or know whatever, some old crusty white guy, and they don't want him on there. Anyway, although W is a crusty white guy, but then he's like, oh look, here's a Republican. No, he was a thief, crook, con man. Anyway, so that's just kind of my mindset, you know. I used to go and watch the Star Wars movies with my oldest son, and that was kind of a tradition. They always came out around his birthday, and so we would go. We saw The Force Awakens, and then a year or two later, whatever, the second one, and so on and so forth. So it was kind of a tradition. It was kind of cool. It was nice. Again, I enjoyed The Force Awakens. I have not watched it again since then. Because, it was Star Wars, basically, with better graphics, I guess. But then the second one was kind of like, what the hell? And then the third one was just like, what? So I didn't get as upset as other people on the internet, but yeah, I didn't, I don't own them. So that's how, as far as you can tell if I like something or not. If I own it, then I liked it. Anyway, let's see what else. So that's kind of it. So that's just kind of my mindset. So when my youngest son, he was like, hey, the Jurassic World comes out on July 2nd. Let's go. And I'm just like, oh, I don't want to go. Because for one, I just don't care about the movies anymore. And from what I saw, I just didn't want to watch this film. But before I get into it, because I got a little off base. So Filipinos, I guess maybe not so much in Manila, but here where I live, Filipinos are fucking assholes. They have no etiquette when it comes to movie watching. Because every single time I go to a movie theater, which I haven't gone, this was my fourth time? Because I don't go because every time there's something and it's just like, oh my God. And so I was like, you know what, we're going to sit way in the back, in the corner. So it's like we're not close to anybody. And we can, and so that's what we did. But then like right before the movie started, these two chicks sat in front of us and they were just loud as fuck with their food, shaking their popcorn flavored crap, just being, not even trying to be quiet, just pretending they're at home, and they're just constantly talking nonstop, having their phone. They took some fucking pictures of their shoes. I'm like, oh man, I wanted so bad to say, like, if you want to go fucking bullshit, go in the fucking food court. We're trying to watch a movie. I was ready. And my wife kept looking at me and I was just like, I think because the movie wasn't that good, I didn't care. Or I cared, but I didn't do anything. And then at one point, like, these bunch of kids came up in the corner on their phone, sitting there, and I'm like, what the fuck are these kids doing? I don't know what they were doing. My one son was thinking that they wanted to sit, but they didn't want to. I don't know. So it's just weird. They have no manners in the theater. And, there's lots of people in the States that have no manners as well. But I've said it before. I went to, movies upon movies growing up. And I can only remember like once or twice where there was some kind of, maybe 3 times where it was like there was somebody that was annoying. And then here it's been every single time. Every time.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thanks again for listening to The Objective Jerk. I greatly appreciate it. If you could like, subscribe, comment on wherever you're finding this, and you can also email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. So, hope you're enjoying it, and please continue on with the episode. And that's why I just told my son, I was like, I know it's cool to be the first one to see the movie, go, hey, I saw it. But it's like, is it though? I'd rather just wait and watch it at home where you don't have to deal with retarded people. So there's that. So between my feelings towards Hollywood and whatever, and then just how the Filipino etiquette in the theaters, it's just I don't want to go to a movie theater. I just don't. But I told myself that, it's not for me, it's for my son. And then my wife even said it too. I was like, yes, I know. Gosh. And so we went. And yeah, so now on to the actual movie. I thought I was going to start talking about it right away. So I didn't want to watch it. I don't even know if I saw the trailer. I think I did. I think my son showed me. Gosh. Non-stop, dude. I didn't go to a dry climate. But, it was, first of all, it's too soon. The other one just came out 2 years ago? It just came out. The last one in the last trilogy. Let it breathe a little bit. Why do you think people were so excited about Jurassic World? Because it's been 10 years since the last Jurassic Park movie, It's the same thing with Superman and Batman. It's like, dude, the shit was just here. Why are we doing another one? And so I was just like, oh my gosh, whatever. And then, then it's got Scarlett Johansson as the badass, mercenary. It's like, really? Really? I don't know. So I was just like, this is going to suck. This is going to suck. But I was like, you know what? Maybe hopefully there's some cool moments and some cool, action and some suspense and all this stuff, right? So anyway, so we go and let's see. Movie starts off actually kind of good. It's a little creepy. So I'm like, and I don't know if it was one of my sons or somebody was saying it's supposed to be more horror-ish, more like Aliens or something, So I was like, that's kind of cool. Go in a new direction a little bit. So the beginning part, I actually was like, okay, maybe this is going to be pretty good. And then, it's, you see the Scarlett Johansson's character, and then you got the rich guy or whatever, and talking about their mission, and then they, go do their thing, and it's just kind of I don't know, I didn't feel like, I don't know, the character development wasn't good. I just didn't care about any of them, right? The only people that had any kind of character development or arc was the boyfriend, who was a douche, and sort of, what's his face, the black dude, Mahal Gita Sobra. No, what's his name? Dang it, I don't know. Maharshi, no. I'm bad with names. He's a good actor, though. I think everything I've seen him in, he's been really good. I want to say the first thing I saw him in was it was a Marvel. It was the Nick Cage show or something, I think. But and then he's supposed to be Blade, which that's never happening, and I don't know. But so those two characters were okay. I mean, as far as they had some sort of arc development, but it's just, you didn't care. The first scene that was creepy and kind of showed what happened at the location that they're going to be going to give you a little bit of background was cool. But what? Jurassic Park? Pretty sure I did Jurassic World. Maybe I didn't. I think I would have rather had a background of Scarlett Johansson and her people in the last mission. You know what I mean? Kind of show a little background on them. You know what I mean? To kind of, because I just didn't care. I didn't care. And to be honest with you, like, so Scarlett Johansson, the trailer, and I'm like, oh great, a Mary Sue, blah blah blah. I was just like, this is gonna suck. Her character actually wasn't as bad. It wasn't as Mary Sue-ish as I thought. You know what I mean? Are there female mercenaries out there? Probably, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I don't think they're more. I don't know. I don't know. But whatever. she's been in action movies before and stuff, so it's not. So anyway, so her character wasn't. I actually liked it, but there just wasn't. I didn't care about her though. And then you had the guy that's like the rich corporate guy, pretty standard, nothing, whatever. And then where's his? Okay, oh shit, that's why I can't remember. Mahershala Ali. Damn, dude, I don't know, but he's always good. The thing is, like, the family was annoying as hell. The family on the boat. I wish they weren't even in it. They were annoying, and then of course the boyfriend. You're hoping that he gets eaten by the dinosaurs first, but then he ends up becoming very resourceful. Maybe not resourceful, but very brave. He saves, the girlfriend, and this and that. So it's he has a little story arc, and he starts off as a douchebag and comes out being a good, protective boyfriend or whatever, and then that's kind of it. And then it's just, I don't know, it's just, I'm sure if this movie came out 10, 15 years ago, it would have been like awesome. But it was just very anticlimactic. Like nothing was really exciting. Like I was bored. I wasn't like on my phone, but I was bored. And I don't know, it's just like the only part that was like Mary Sue-ish that kind of like annoyed me was when they're on the boat and they're talking about, they're talking about how the syringes, the darts work. And he's like, I'll shoot him, and then she's like, well, the waves and this and that and blah blah blah, and you gotta be 10 meters. Are you sure you want to do it? And he's like, okay, you can do it. And then when the first time they get a chance to do it, that exact thing happens, and she like fall. You know what I mean? So it's like, well, she wasn't able to do it either. I don't think she did it much better than the other guy could have, but maybe he would have dropped the rifle, right? I don't know, but it was just, I thought it was kind of funny in that sense. But like that scene wasn't exciting. Nothing was exciting. Nothing was like, there was just like, what? Like there was just plot holes that kind of didn't. Why'd you do this? Or like stupid decisions that was written in because so it could help the plot. You know what I mean? And it was just, I don't know. I'm not saying it's a horrible movie, but it just, I liked the last Jurassic World better, actually, than this one. And a lot of people hate that one, And then the what do you call it? The big bad dinosaur, which I understand, they were doing testing and genetic stuff and putting stuff together, and there's mutations and all that kind of crap. But it wasn't a dinosaur, it was just some big monster. And I guess I would have liked that if they would have stayed with it, kind of. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like it's they had elements of like kind of a horror Jurassic Park, and then they had what we've seen before. And then they made it more about what we've seen before. Like I would have liked the creepiness and the horror and more in the dark, and they're trying to get, and it's just people are dying, and it's just really more scary. And the dinosaurs are more monsters than dinosaurs. Like, if that would have been the whole movie, I think I would have enjoyed myself more. But it's like they still tried to make it like the other stupid tension, and then all of a sudden there's like a comedic thing, or it's all, I don't know, it just, I would have liked it if it was more how it was at the beginning and the end. If it was like that throughout the whole movie, and more people died, you know, like the daughter, like she was. At first, it was like the older daughter, not the youngest daughter, but the older daughter was a bitch. Didn't like her. I didn't like the boyfriend at first, but then, like I said, he turned it around. And then, of course, they got to have some stupid cute animal. Oh my god! When the little triceratop and the girl and everybody in the theater's like, oh, I'm just like, oh my god, shoot me now. Yeah, so I don't know. It's just more of the same Hollywood shtick that sucks. That's all it is. It's all just crap. It's all junk food. It's all McDonald's. You know, that's what it is. And it sucks because now it's like I'm missing out probably on some good movies, but I don't even want to try and find them because I'm so disappointed with everything. And this is exactly why Hollywood is crumbling and failing. You know what I mean? This movie's probably not going to do that. Everybody's expecting it to do good, and it might do good this weekend, but I think it's going to not do as well because people are going to be like, dude, it sucks. Like me. I'm just like, yeah, it's not good. It's not good. And then plus I watched another actual movie critic on YouTube that actually it's his job, and you know, and yeah, he basically was pretty. Actually, he had the same things that I wanted to say. But yeah, so it's not. So if you're watching this and you're like, oh, I'm gonna watch this guy talk about Jurassic World and see if I want to watch it, I'm sorry, but here it is. It sucked. I guess maybe it's worth watching if you catch it on something or whatever. Definitely, you know, if it's on Netflix in a year, watch it. You might have fun. But I wouldn't spend my money and go to the theater with annoying people to watch it. Nope. It's just not. I say it's like Jurassic Park 3. It's in that same, you know, I guess Jurassic Park 3 has kind of had a resurgence a little bit, but I think I watched it not too long ago, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't know, I didn't like it. I hated the characters in that movie too, the parents and everything. Yeah, so it's not very good. I like Jurassic Park, obviously, number 1. Second would be Jurassic World. I enjoyed it. Yeah, it's a little key jangly and all that kind of stuff, but I liked it. Then it'd probably be Jurassic Park 2. Then it would be Jurassic World Dominion. Yeah, Dominion, the third one. The world one. I didn't like the second one, man. I just felt it was very like, what the fuck is this? I don't know. And then the rest are just kind of whatever. So, and just to cap it all off, my son, who loves Jurassic Park and World, watches all the everything and has all the toys and everything, he was disappointed in this movie. He was bummed. He was like, man, he was really upset because he's like, that movie sucked. So, yeah, I don't think this movie is going to do very good. Well, he's not that young. What is he now? 13? No, he's about to be 13. Yeah, so he was just like, yeah, that was not good. So, there you go. There's the real critic right there. Anyway, I think that's it. Appreciate you hanging out. Let me know what you think. Did you go see it? Or what's your plans? Or, you know, whatever. Anyway, hope you're having a good one. God bless, and I'll see you next time. All right, bye. You just put yourself through another episode of The Objective Jerk. Thanks again for hanging out with me. Please email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, comment, wherever you find this, follow. It all helps. But thanks again, and I'll see you next time.